Hello everyone and greetings my fellow Whovians. Welcome to Timey Wimey Review, where today I'm going to talk about something a little bit different than I normally do on my channel, and it's all about Comic Cons. There is so much to see and do at these major Comic Cons in the UK, ranging from meeting special guests, getting autographs or photographs with them, through to cosplayers, through to merchandise stalls, and for many this will be their first time at such a major event. So I thought I'd do a Comic Con beginner's guide video with some great Comic Con tips and answering some of your FAQs to make your day or weekend as enjoyable as possible. So if you do like what you see here today, please hit the like and subscribe button. Let's start with some Comic Con tips. The first being, get there early and pre-book your tickets. Now, people come from all over the UK and as far as Europe and around the world to come to these fantastic Comic Cons. So even though you've made your journey, you've planned your journey either by bus, plane, train, you don't want to come to this venue and then find out that you can't get in because it's all sold out. So it's always best to buy your entry ticket beforehand, and you can do so easily online. For me personally, if they do offer early bird tickets, I do recommend going for the early bird ticket option, because you get basically for a few extra pounds, a couple of hours at the very least early into the entry, which gives you more time to get the autographs or the photographs that you want from the special guests, look around the stores. Bonus tip, if you made your way into the entrance and you want to check out the merchandise stalls straight away, I do suggest that you head straight to the back of the building when you first arrive, because when you go to the merchandise tables, they, most of the general public will go and, eyes glazed with all the stuff, and they stop right at the beginning, and it's just, really, really busy. Head to the back. You could get yourself some really good bargains from there. So even if you've bought an early bird entry ticket or even just a general entry ticket, it's always best to arrive at these venues as early as possible, because you don't want to be rocking up, especially if you've got an early bird entry ticket, just at 9 o'clock. And you can see there's already a massive queue to get into the building. These events are becoming more and more popular. My next tip is to plan your day and do your research. So what I mean by that is keep checking the websites or the Facebook pages of the event that you're going to, because they always put a floor plan a few days before the event, if not sooner, so you know exactly what time the talk shows that you want to go to, what time the photo opportunities are, or the photo sections are, and of course where they are on the floor plan, especially if it's a massive building. You don't want to be arriving and then finding out that you need to be in a different entrance to where all the celebrity guests are, and vice versa. This is a good point to talk about the guests who appear at these events. And obviously there is a charge for meeting people for autographs and for photographs. So if you are going to do that, obviously again, buy them online as soon as you can, and so to avoid disappointment basically. And also, this is up to you guys. There are options to buy diamond passes, which is obviously a lot more expensive than just getting a general autograph or photograph ticket. Now, it's entirely up to you whether you want to go for that option or not. Personally, I've never had to buy a diamond pass to meet someone for an autograph, but I imagine if you're fans for taking photographs, yeah, they're going to get snapped up very quickly. So if there is a celebrity guest that you really, really must see or have a photograph with or an autograph for, then you can go for the diamond pass option. Again, I'll leave that to you. You can check out the websites for prices and details, but if you are going to do that, buy that online. Don't try and buy it on the day. They're probably more likely they're going to be sold out. But if you just bought a autograph ticket, then do expect to queue. Now, in other events, they have virtual queuing ticket systems. So basically, you just get, if you haven't bought like a prepaid autograph voucher, then there could be chances that you could just buy on the day. which are mainly cash only as well, but I'll get to that later in this video. But they also do virtual queuing tickets, so grab your tickets as soon as you can because they will be very high numbers, and you can keep checking basically, so you can keep checking throughout the day. So let's say your ticket number 101, and they will run a batch of like 0 to 60, and then probably batches 61 to 120, for example. So that saves you from sort of standing around for hours on end. You can go check out the show, the rest of the venue, and the event, and then you can go back and see what numbers have been called up. Having said that, the event organizers don't want those queues to go down. So let's say you've got a virtual queuing ticket for, say, 150, and they're only calling up to numbers up to 130. If it is a bit quieter, you can always ask. You might get in a little bit earlier than expected, but it's not a guarantee. So if you are going to ask, be polite, be respectful, have a smile on your face, and don't hound them. Just it's either going to be a yes or a no, which leads me nicely into, if you're unsure what to do or you need to ask a question, always ask for help. There are plenty of event organizers around to ask your questions. They're usually in a brightly colored top. There are also people that run the buildings. You can ask them, but they might not know as much information as the event organizers. So I would always go for an event organizer as easy, it's just a bit more easier. But these organizers are mainly volunteers. They are here, they've given up their time to help you have a fantastic time. So things do go wrong. There are unforeseen circumstances at these events, especially if it's really busy. So you can be, it's understandable, it can be a bit stressful, but please don't take it out on them. They are here to help you as much as you want to be helped. And like I said, they've taken up their time so you can have a great time. On to my next tip, which is wear comfortable clothing, especially shoes. They are very long days. You are going to be standing around. There is a lot of walking. You are going to get your steps in at these events. So you really don't want to be wearing massive heavy boots or high heels, unless it's part of your cosplay costume. Then, fine, all the power to you. But again, just wear something nice and comfortable, especially it's winter. It's going to be cold outside, but you don't want to be stuck in a venue where you just got a massive coat. Try and wear be as sensible as best as you can, especially with the weather conditions outside. In these events, there's massive crowds. It's going to be very warm. You could easily, even though it might be winter and freezing cold outside, you can probably easily walk around in a t-shirt and jeans and just be comfortable throughout the day. There are lockers available mainly at these events, but do again check out the websites. They will tell you if they've got lockers or not. It's also worth having a backpack or a strong carrier bag with you, because obviously you're going to be buying some stuff, especially if you've got photos or autographs. You want to store them where they're not going to get bashed about or damaged. And for me, my top tip, if you are going to get a photograph or an autograph, put them in one of these. Put them in a sturdy, stiff envelope, especially if you bought anything quite recently on Amazon that has like a stiff backing. I usually put a little bit of card in there in between the photographs or autographs, so they're not going to get stuck together, and they do keep them nice and safe. And also, you can also buy movie poster tubes as well. You can buy them at various stationery shops, and again, it keeps things nice and safe. The next tip, which should be an obvious one, but hey ho, take plenty to drink, especially water. Water is life, really, isn't it? Like I said, these are very long days. You're going to be walking around, so you got your backpack. Stick some water in there, because yes, there is food and drink available at the venues, and as much as they are probably tasty, they're going to be very expensive, especially probably you're talking about over £2 for a small bottle of water. You can take these in with the venue itself, and obviously you can take sandwiches as well, so you can have a quick and easy snack and then get on with your day. But if you do want to check out the other food and drinks at the venues, then go for it. Absolutely, they're probably tasty, but they are going to cost you quite a bit of money. My personal tip: cash is king, or at the very least, a print. And what I mean by that is if you wanted to buy an autograph on a whim, then and you go to the guests at the table, it's usually cash only. There are options to buy a voucher by card, but you have to go back to the main sort of help desks, which is going to take your time. So if you've got the cash there, use it. It's a lot more easier. Also the same at merchandising stores. There is quite a lot of places that do have card payments as well. But if you've got the cash, for me personally, cash is king. But if you are going to go all cash only, make sure you've got plenty on you beforehand. Don't rely on the cash machines at the venue. One, there'll probably be a charge, but more importantly, they're probably going to be empty very, very quickly. If you are going to go cash only, please keep your items safe. We're all here to have a fantastic time, but there's going to be one that's sadly going to take advantage. So you don't want any pickpocketers taking your advantage of you. Obviously, keep your cash safe. Keep it in a separate area if you have to. Even put it in a bum bag so it's in front of you, you know where it is. Let's have a look at your frequently asked questions. I'll start off with this question being, can I take a selfie at the autograph table? Now these are becoming a bit more popular of people wanting to take selfies with amazing guests that they are going to meet, and my advice is yes, it could happen. There could also be a charge for a selfie additionally to your autograph, or there could be signs saying, sorry, no selfies, no photos. But there is no harm in asking on the day. Again, be polite, be respectful, and see what happens. If I go outside, can I go back into the building? Most likely, yes, as long as you've notified one of the event organizers first. They'll either give you a stamp or a wristband on your hand to allow you back into the building to say that you've already paid to get in. Especially if the venue been held in two buildings, make sure you got that stamp to signify that you've already paid to get in, because if you haven't, chances are you're not allowed to get back in. They'll just dismiss you even if you've bought a ticket. So make sure you ask first, and if you do, make sure you've got a wristband or a stamp to say that you've already paid. Will I have a good time on my own? I would say absolutely, because there are many people that will be going there on their own for the first time, and you do start to build up conversations whilst you're in the queues, whilst you're at the Q&As, all sorts. It's easy going to happen. If you want to not go on your own and you want to share that with someone, absolutely do that. You're going to have a fantastic time. Me and my fiance are going. We can't wait. We love these events. But if you are going on your own and you didn't want to be on your own, then I suggest checking out the Facebook forum groups for whichever event or Comic Con that you're going to, because chances are you can start building up friendships on those forums. And, I've seen on those forums that people have actually volunteered to say, yes, you can come hang out with me for the day. And, and that's a really nice thing to see. Is it worth going to the Q&A talks? Absolutely. They're one of my favorite parts of these events. It's usually my highlights, because even if it's like a guest that you're not really a fan of the show that they've been in, yeah, you totally appreciate where they're coming from. So for example, I wasn't a massive fan of Sabrina the Teenage Witch, but the Q&A with Melissa Joan Hart was amazing. Really, really cool. And like I said, you appreciate all the hard work and effort that's gone into making that show. So for me, absolutely, if you've got the time to go to a Q&A, especially if it's free, do it. It's brilliant. I love them. Have you been to an after party before? Well, the answer to that question is yes, I have. I did the Liverpool Comic Con after party a couple of years ago, and I had a really good time. It's a really good place to meet new people, make new friends, and have a dance and a drink along the way. They usually are at a separate venue from the main event, and usually an entrance fee for the after party, but it's not normally too expensive. It's quite quite reasonably priced, and the drinks are reasonably priced as well. So like I said, yeah, they're a really good atmosphere. You know, if you are into your music and you're dancing, yeah, you're gonna have a good time. So those are a handful of FAQs, and before I finish this video, here's one more tip. Have fun. Have a fantastic time. You've paid a lot of money to travel to this destination and to pay to get into the event. So obviously, you know, you just want to enjoy yourself as much as you can and really just soak up everything that you can. Like I said, if there's free talks available, go check out the talks. Go check out the merchandise stores. Go have selfies with cosplayers, but obviously be respectful. Ask them politely. Don't start touching their costumes. They've spent a lot of time, money, and effort making those costumes. So they really don't want them getting damaged and bashed about. But, you know, this is a chance to obviously be yourself in the genre that you like, but you know, share that passion and that enjoyment with other people. Like I said, you do make some really good friends along the way. You know, it's a really good atmosphere. You know, it's a long tiring day, but at the end of it all, it's so worth it. So that's my beginner's guide Comic Con tips video. I hope you've enjoyed it. Let me know in the comments below if you did or not. And if there's any other questions you want to ask, feel free to do so. I'll answer as many as I possibly can. I'm very happy to do so. And, you know, or even just share your information, any other tips, put them in the comments as well. If you think these events are going to be too busy crowd-wise for you, then I do recommend that you check out in the description below the links to the videos of some smaller independent Comic Cons I went to recently. They are just as fun. Otherwise, thank you very much for watching this video. Coming up in the thumbnails at the end tags, there's some videos from the Gladly Review YouTube channel, my sister channel, of the events of the London and Liverpool Comic Cons we have attended in the past, just to give you a flavor of what to expect if you're coming to these events for the very first time. I hope you found this video useful. If you have, please like, share and subscribe, and definitely subscribe if you're a big fan of Doctor Who. Check out the videos on my Timey Wimey Review YouTube channel. If you're a huge Doctor Who fans, there are great videos and reviews for you to enjoy. Stay safe, and thank you again for watching and your support.